Alright, timestamp. It is April 7th, 2026. It's almost 10 a.m. Um, Woke up to Terror of the Zygons. I've been up for a while. Um, Good Tom Baker episode, Zygons, for early 70s, like Rubber Suit Monsters. There's some nightmare fuel. They're pretty creepy. Kind of like something in between a slug and a walking tentacle. And one thing I will say, there's that whole shape-shifting thing is, unsettling, at least. There's a sequence where, this is from the early 70s, like 1975, 76, so if this is spoilage, you need to get out more than me. There's a sequence where a Zygon has become hairy, not furry, but Harry Sullivan, and is essentially stalking Sarah Jane. It's a scene that takes place like in a barn. The filming style, I just burned my thumb. The filming style and the cinematography on that, kind of some like pre-Friday the 13th Part 3 vibes. Like that whole like 2-minute sequence has got some real horror movie, like early slasher film kind of juju going on. Yeah. Friday the 13th Part 3, what was it, Halloween 5. It's got that kind of barn, little eye peeking out from the shadows kind of thing. Definitely nightmare fuel. Good stuff. I watched that sequence again, it was just like, this is actually kind of, yeah, wow. It's like pretty intense for early Doctor Who. It's not a weeping angel, but for mid-70s, yeesh. Just got off the phone with my girl, talking to her for about an hour and a half. Was going to come over today, but the underfunded weather peeps are saying that it is going to be extraordinarily wet for the next 4 hours, 40 days, 40 nights, build a boat, I don't know, something. It's pretty, I mean, from an Atom standpoint, it's a delightful day. But driving through this, because she's got to come like half an hour to an hour to get here. If you've ever driven in Tampa, Florida drivers are terrifying anyway, and when you add water to the equation, it just brings out something special. And we've only got the one car. We'd rather not get. Yeah. We'd rather not get that one car broken. Yeah, well, maybe you should stop that. That was Acorn. Hex had a couple of claws stuck in his chin and was dragging his face around. What I have found, Acorn, is if you do not stick your face directly in their faces, they will frequently not poke you. You can huff all you want, but you most likely caused that. Yeah. he does that cobbing power grooming thing, and sometimes the cats are like, yeah, man, it's like a deep tissue massage. And sometimes they're like, okay, enough, I will punch you now. And then you got punched and stuck. Because Hex's front paws are like Velcro. He's got 7 toes on his front paws. It's my tuxedo monster that I absolutely adore. Love that cat. Yep. What'd you get? So, I'm supposed to be having a phone call with the financial guy at 1 p.m. It's several hours from now. We're going to be talking long-term planning, being very upfront about Dad's condition, the accounts, things like that. Trying to... Pardon. He's trying to put together a game plan and just find out where we are. You know what I mean? What we're going to need to be able to do. He seemed pretty impressed with what we had going on so far, just from our own personal financial standpoint. The fact that we don't have tremendous amounts of debt. Probably only got about a year to go on the mortgage on George Station. And the payments every month are really, really low. They're like just over $500, which, don't hate me. I got really lucky because we bought the house in 98. I bought the house in 98. To impress a girl. Wasn't really to impress her exactly, but it was to let this really great redhead that I had met know that I was serious about, like, settling down and, you know, and she believed me, so the long con goes on. 28 years later, she still believes me. One day I will make my move, but right now I'm not quite ready to close the grift yet. But yeah, I got in at just the right time, accidentally. I mean, for my own reasons. It was right before the housing industry self-destructed. Because I've got friends also from a historical standpoint. In Tampa, not far from where my house is, that are paying $1,500, $2,000 a month rent for like a 1-bedroom apartment. And I'm paying under $600 for my mortgage payment, and have been for years. So don't hate me. I got lucky. I didn't do the high rent payments to you. I had nothing to do with that. But true story. I've got another friend who has an efficiency apartment in a less than desirable neighborhood, and he's paying like around $1,200 a month. Exactly. So, I'm paying half that for a house. The house needs a lot of work. But, eventually, possibly within the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to probably sell it as soon as we can get my girl and her critters and the rest of our stuff from there to here. We're gonna sell it, which, if it were in, perfect great shape, would be a lot of money, because a house. But as it stands, I'll be happy to get half of what we would have gotten, just because it's in rough shape. But it's still, the house itself could be torn down, new could be built, or you could, spend a lot of money here and there to get the various pieces fixed, plumbing, siding, stuff like that. Honestly, I think it would probably be cheaper to tear it down and rebuild, but I mean, eventually that's kind of how it's going to play. And again, that could be in a month, 2 months, 3 months. Depends on how quickly we can make enough room to get our junk here. It's part of the slide puzzle, which is the Leonardo Station board. It's a really weird resource game we're playing. You're right there. You good, Acorn? I let him out a little while ago, and he just stood by the door and looked at me like, yeah, I gotta pee, but did you know it's raining? Yeah, I knew. Kids. So, I think I'm gonna fry up some eggs here in a few. I got a couple dozen eggs in the fridge, which are not expired, but they're getting closer to date. And that sounds amazing anyway. Some of the vanilla cream brulee, doing our Rabbit of Seville. Just wanted something a little different today. So kind of rained out on the lanai, and will be for hours. I can still hear a little bit going on there, and it's been kind of coming in waves. So I'm probably going to work on the dining room and or the garage, see if I can get that a little bit further along. Because that's going to be storage space for stuff coming from George. At least that's the idea. Feeling good about it. Exactly. Yeah, that's the big issue here is there are days I don't feel incredibly motivated, but I still try and at least get my one brick done. The big issue is I do wish there were like 6 of me, because I've got 30 priority ones. You know, doing the lanai, it allows me to check off an area of, we've checked this area for the paperwork, pocket watches, you know. And it'll also create some storage space for stuff in here that can just go that way. Can't go in cardboard, it has to be in plastic totes because there is a possibility of weather. And it won't sit there for 6 years or 10 years like some of the stuff here did. You know, it might be 6 months to a year, because again, when my dad passes, then we kind of have a green light to be able to start selling stuff. Right now we're just trying to contain it and not really catalog it, but at least organize it a little bit to where we know what we're looking at. Just, you know, full business face, no emotion on this. I don't know how much longer my dad's got, so that's like, you know, a thing. But I need to create room because we've got our stuff too. You know, try and get it all under one roof so we can flip that or turn that or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, makes the most sense. That's so good. So I took apart that cart. I kind of oopsed, but it won't be bad. This was the that OMG whatever cart that I'm going to use in my library. That part did snap, but once it's back together again, because he's actually, took me a minute to figure out how this thing worked, because I really thought that back panel came off, but I don't think it does. Not without causing major meme. He's actually just kind of snap into place, but it took me a minute to figure that out. And when I tried to disengage the 3 of these, I got the 2 of these, and then I got the 1 of that, because, yeah. But when they're together again, it's a pretty straight break. Between the paint and everything else, you probably won't even be able to notice it. You know what I mean? That should mask it. I know that I have some silver acrylic here somewhere that I picked up from the Dollar Tree, because I don't think I have any of those sets that I got. Those are mostly like pastels and brights. I don't think I have any metallics, but I know I'd picked up like some silver, some bronze, and some gold from the Dollar Tree, but I need to prime these first, and I am going to coat it in silver. I've got one of the taller purple latch tops here somewhere. It's got to be like in the dining room area under the debris, or probably, I think. But I'd picked that up because I was going to use the metallics for mini tree decorations. And I still will, but one of its first things is going to be to do this as a base coat silver. Und then, what I am thinking is, I've got, and this is also a Dollar Tree paint, actually. Got this, which is Acryology, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Rich Art Acryology premium acrylic paint. What color are you claiming to be? Turquoise. Turquoise. Bigger bottle. It's a 6 ounce Dollar Tree. I'm gonna get schmancy. Not like really schmancy, but I'm gonna do the inside, the tray portion. I'm gonna try and leave the lip silver, and I'm sure I'm gonna have to go back over and like do a silver top coat and refine it. But I'm gonna do the insides, the wrong way, the turquoise. So I figure between the silver and the turquoise, that should look pretty good. And it won't, I'm not trying to color match like the chairs that are going to be in the area. But and if it's too close, I'll change it. Because I don't want it to look like I color matched and failed. I want it to look like we're just using a second blue in the color palette. Will it work? I'll let you know. You'll see it. But I'm going to start priming these guys, getting them ready for the silver. And while I'm excavating in here, I should come across the silver, and then I can, you get me. So, but it does come apart, just not the way that I thought it was going to. Because it really does, I mean, you can see the line where that like back panel attaches. And maybe in a perfect world I could disengage it, and I could probably push through the slots that are now open and like pop it, but I'm afraid that I'm going to snap something that holds it in place to where it won't really fit on there anymore. So I got these off for easier painting. That's all I was trying to do. So we're going to, exactly, we're going to leave it alone. We're just going to prime it, paint it, and then put it together carefully, and we'll go from there. It'll be fine. But yeah, I want to do the inside. This one's going to be a little tricky, but I can't quite figure out how to disengage that middle shelf. I think it probably kind of pops off, but I also don't want to break it worse. So it's a much bigger attachment there. Marcus, be careful. Let's try it. I'm just going to make it work. I'll just sneak the brush in there real careful. I don't want to break this serpentine black piece. I don't want to break it again. And it does add stability to the two bottom shelves, so it'll be fine. We got this. think it'll be fine. I hope it'll be fine. Oh, yeah, I'm like, what the hell? This is Mace Windu's droid for the Jedi Starfighter. I don't know why that was over there. It's weird. What were you doing? Because I think I got in the other Mace Windu Jedi Starfighter yesterday. I think that's what this is. It should be what this is. I think. It's gotta be. Looks like they made a box. Because I'm feeling resistance on it, which is a little worrisome, just because if I can feel the lump, if somebody stacked something on top of this on a truck or something, it may have crushed. You gotta be careful when you make a box for something. If there's parts of it that are not flush, bad things can happen. I mean, it's wedged in there because you made the box really, really, really small. Right? Alright. So the gist on this was, because I ordered this is, I think, probably one of the last things on eBay that I have ordered that I haven't gotten in yet, which I've gotten in now. I think that's why I left it out. Because this one, one of the reasons that I got it was it actually had a canopy. And it looked like overall it was in better shape than the one that I got in. I showed you that one the other day. It was just pretty much bare bones without a canopy. But the other one had the droid, which I'm still not sure if I can fit any old droid in there or not. I think I tried it with this young volunteer. It sort of works, right? May work better with a round top. I don't know. Because I think that's why, yeah, they're forced. Alright, I think that's why they set that up that way. Because I know in the older ships, like the 70s and early 80s ships that had a droid attached, the droid was actually part of it. You couldn't extract it. But with these, they made these little things that can kind of snap into place, but then you can take that out and it's got a much deeper chasm there, and I think it's designed so that you can remove this and just put in a regular astromech. I think that's the gist. See, I wasn't really getting this stuff at this point in time because, you know, I'm in my 50s. So. Actually, that has nothing to do with it. Just wasn't doing it at the time, you know. This, yeah, there we go. So that's actually a more complete ship. These canopies are it's very easy to get one of these ships without the canopy. It's incredibly easy to get one of these ships without the canopy. And these wind up being like $20 parts that you can buy because people are parting them out and stuff. The other one that I got for the Sakura, I don't even think it's actually Sakura's. I think it was an Obi-Wan one that I picked up, but it'll fit. And I think I got lucky and paid like $8 for it. But normally if you like search out I think 2004 Jedi Starfighter canopy, you're probably going to pay $15 or $20 for it. Just this piece. which again, my dad would have all kinds of things to say about. But at the same time, this is also the man that was willing to pay $600 for a special steering wheel for a Volkswagen. So it's like, it's no different, Dad. Landing gear seems okay. I saw that happening. That looks good, and should be a mechanism on the back that'll make the wings react. Indeed, yay. Looks pretty solid. It is amusing too, because you can see how this evolved into, from a historical timeline standpoint, how this evolved into a TIE fighter. The whole Rise of the Empire thing. Interesting. You're just looking at it dead on. It's maybe not that so much. But then when you do that, especially with this like front window area, you see it. It's kind of, in my opinion, it's hard to unsee. But. So the Mace Windu. This is my second Mace Windu, but now I have a complete one. But I'm still going to be able to. So I'm going to take the other one, the non-complete, and have my way with it. What am I doing with it? Whatever I want. I have no idea. But I have options. And I'm going to, once I stabilize a little bit on the financial standpoint, I'm going to probably pick up a couple more Starfighters. This gives me 3, 2 of which have canopies. So I'm probably going to try and get like a total of 5 or something like that. Just because that's another smaller ship that I could work with from a diorama standpoint, and I can mod and have some fun with it. But full disclosure, I really like the color scheme on the Mace Windu. I'm very pro purple anyway. You start putting purple with like gray or silver. That's a great color scheme. So keeping that one probably intact. The other one though, now I can do things. I don't know. There's so many possibilities. One thing I am probably going to do, because the Sakura one is the one I found out in the shed, the outside shed, and all the screws on it are rusty, like nasty. I'm probably going to take the screws out of the extra Mace and put those screws into that one to get that one more functional. And in doing so, I'll be taking apart the Mace one, and then I can actually like prime and paint the individual pieces. Excuse me. Little hiccup out there. That's fun. Not AI. Not that kind of hiccup. That is so good. Yeah. Got chicken marinating. I've got some drumsticks in some barbecue sauce. And I've got some drumsticks and some thighs in some of the hot honey barbecue sauce. Got 2 different gallon bags in there. Be baking those up later on. Probably do some potatoes with it, maybe some carrots. That's always good. Do the shake and bake with the potato chunks and then the carrot chunks. Maybe even do some celery. I got some good raw veg in there. It's always good to include that in your diet, so nom nom. Bake that up, feed the piranha and myself. Still got some of the red beans and chicken, because I made a huge thing of that. And it's been a very nice, quick, throw some white rice, some of that on top, nuke it. Good protein, fiber, iron, all those important vitamins. I'm going to try and attack the dining room and or the kitchen, well, I mean, by default the kitchen, but the garage. See what I can make happen there. I'm really making good progress on several different things at once. Again, I wish there were 6 of me. It's very much that scene from The Martian when they're doing planning at NASA. The whole, we can only do one. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So many different priority ones, and on any given day, I can only do one. I can't possibly work on all 20 priority ones, you know? But with the weather, because it's still, I still hear it lightly, and again, the understaffed peeps are saying, yeah, they're saying pretty much rain through noon, and after that even, maybe. Because it goes from 90s and 40% down to 20% and 15%, which in Florida still means it could pour. And this is predicting the rain will end around 12:15. I feel like they should end that little blurb with a question mark. Rain ending at 12:15. Yes, I grew up watching that Victor Borge special, like, on repeat, and it's still funny. 50 frickin' years later. Look up Victor Borge punctuation sketch. Very funny man. Very funny man. Concert pianist and comedian. Grew up watching his stuff on, like, PBS. Oh. I'm sure he's long gone by now. I mean, he was 70-something in the 70s. He's probably gone. But his humor lives on. Good stuff. Eggs. Yeah. I think eggs. Yeah. So that other starfighter came in. It looks pretty good. We're going to be talking to the financial guy in 3 hours, 2.5 hours. Rogue yawn that just happened. I'm actually not really tired. I got 7 hours sleep. I'm doing okay there. Yeah. Hearing the Doctor Who theme, which is either Peter Davison or like the last season of Tom Baker. It's the one where they actually were using like the electric guitar and all that. I always think of it as the Peter Davison theme, even though technically Tom Baker had it for like his last season. They've been doing Baker like all week, so it's probably like a Ramona 2 Adric episode, like Full Circle or something like that. But that's still one of the best classic themes, in my opinion. Damn good. So, definitely not Terror of the Zygons. We've moved on. Warriors Gate, Full Circle, State of Decay, somewhere in that. Ramona's about to leave. We have Adric on board now. You know, somewhere in that range. Legopolis, maybe. I didn't know. But yeah. So I'm making myself even more hungry. Have some yogurt, make some eggs. I know Alex is up, so I'm sure he will not say no to the idea of eggs happening. He'll be done with that. He will appear around the corner. Are you making food? Yes, and I'm going to eat it all of it. Oh, okay. It's like a good puppy sometimes. It's like, yeah, I'm going to feed you. Anyway. All right. Hug your parents. Parents, please don't pack totes of moldy plush and old napkins. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Hug your kids. Don't make them have to do this. Begging, pleading. And make it a great day.